Biffed. Welcome back. It's a bit of a different plan, which I'll explain a bit more later on, but we've come to Penifan for a wild camp. And as you can see, the views will be absolutely stunning. Not. Tell you what, it's been no end of people just coming down thinking, yeah, I'll get the camera out, do some recording, and then another group appear from the fucking mist. So one thing I do struggle with is getting the camera out when there's people around. They look at you like you're a fucking dick. So yeah, be about halfway up Penifan now. I did do a run up to Big before. I was about 12k, so big week off running, legs are a bit tired. So the conditions up on Big were quite icy, so I'll head up towards Penifan and see what the conditions are like. Might camp on the summit, if not I'll camp a bit lower down, try and find a flat space to pitch up. Do need to filter some water, but I do know a spot where I've got some from last year. That's just before you head up to the Penifan summit. So Corndy is up there, but I'm not bothering with that one. Just going to make our way over to Penifan, which is in the Clag this way. Keep an eye out for that water source as well. Just have to use your imagination for the views. So yeah, I've just done the summit. I'm just gonna walk back down a bit and just camp a bit lower for two reasons. Is forgot to get some water from down here, and up there the snow is like just snow and mud, so I don't really fancy getting the tent all muddy. Don't mind it being wet, you know, you can't help that, but getting muddy is just makes it that much more difficult to clean and dry out. So yeah, camp just slightly lower down. But first, get some water. Okay, so I've got the tent up, dogs in, just need now to sort all my stuff out. So I'm gonna get in, get some dry clothes on, get sorted, and I'll bring you back a bit later on. Yeah, it's been about half hour, 45 minutes since I got the tent up, just having some time just to chill. Yeah, I could only fill half of my bladder bottle with water, so I've only got just over a litre. Because of how slow the stream was running, you couldn't fill the whole bottle up. It kept, once it got to a litre full, it kept just coming back out. So I might have to nip back down a bit later on just to make sure I've got enough for coffee in the morning. But yeah, that should get me through tonight. Then just need to get some for coffee and breakfast in the morning. Just gonna chill for a bit. I've got some snacks to have. Got some warm clothes on now. Got my bottoms on just to keep warm and dry. And then I got this new like teddy bear thin sort of fleece. If you look at it, it's from a brand from sports shoes, High Estate. So yeah, should keep me warm. I've got my insulated montane jacket as well to put over top of this. But I thought I'll get myself something a little bit more packable, because I tend to bring like a hoodie to put on underneath my jacket. And this one as well, it's a moisture wicking one, so you can actually walk in it if you want to, but I think I'll get a bit too hot if I started walking in this. So yeah, I'm just gonna chill out for a bit before I get my arse in the gear. Let's have some chill time. Keep track of the football scores. And yeah, I'll speak to you guys a little bit later on. So yeah, then about the change of plan. So a group of us arranged to do a camp up on Fanebig, and planned to meet up about 12:30, 1ish. So I got down here earlier so I could go and do a run beforehand. When I got down, my phone must have got signal when I got to the top, and I seen a message that there was debating bailing. So I drove off to get some signal just to like find out what's what. So yeah, they've sort of bailed because of the weather. Because I was down here anyway, I thought I may as well still camp out. So I drove over, and I've come up then to Penifan. Thought I'll just do a Penifan one, because up on Fanabig it was quite icy, and I knew that if I couldn't camp on Penifan, then there was spots a bit lower down. So yeah, what's meant to be meeting Paul, aka That Unfit Bloke, and Simon and Mark, aka Trim Peaks Outdoors. So I think we'll reschedule that one. So in the next few months or so, should be joined by those lot. Steve was meant to come as well, but he cancelled yesterday because he's got a cold. So yeah, just me on my Todd with the dog. I think I'm going to get a coffee because I've been sat here now for, what's the time? Probably about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, I reckon. Yeah, just chilling out. So yeah, get a coffee, get something warm, and then I might watch something on Netflix. Before I get a coffee, just go through a few new bits that I've got. So obviously I said about this fleece sort of hoodie. It feels quite warm as well. So I've only got this on and I feel warm enough. You probably noticed when I was walking up, I've changed my Innovate running belt, like a waist belt. I swapped it for the OMM chest pod. I've got Paddy's leads just in the back pocket, and then in the main pocket I've got my drone. Got it in a dry bag just to make sure it don't get wet, because I don't think this is 100% waterproof, and spare batteries. I also walked up, I had my soft flask in there as well, and just a few bits of bobs just to nibble on the way up. So yeah, that, I think it's better to have something on your chest rather than down by your waist. Just sort of didn't feel that comfortable, especially with the hip belt on the bag. I've also got, just for the tent, because the Durston, it only comes with the 2 guy lines for the ridge line pre-attached. So I've got some Sea to Summit, I think they're called ground control guy lines.
just for when it's windier. So when I did that Stiper Stones hike with the planned camp, which I didn't do because it was a bit windy where I was trying to pitch up, these would have been ideal. So I've got them. I might put them on later on, but it's not forecast to be strong winds, but I might put them on just so I know how they attach. They seem simple enough. There's a pack of 4 for about 10-15 quid, and I think that's it. Oh yeah, I've upgraded my watch. So previously I've been using the Garmin Forerunner 235, which is a bit outdated now. It only adds the run feature on there. It had run feature, run indoors, bike and bike indoors, and that was it. And the battery life weren't great. So I've gone for the Sunto Race. The battery life on the website, they said with all everything turned on, like the heart rate monitor, GPS, the navigation, etc., it lasts for 40 hours. But when you start an activity, it tells you, and this, it says 50, so somewhere between 40 and 50 hours, which is ideal for my Bob Graham training and attempt, because I need a watch that lasts for 24 hours. It's also got maps on there, so you can create a route in the app and then send it to the watch, and it displays on the watch, and that's ideal. Say you should stop in, get in your phone out or the paper map out and seeing whereabouts you are, working out if you're on the correct path. I will still have the route on my phone, and I'll still carry a paper version as backup, but I think, you know, chances of this failing or your phone failing, chances of needing the paper map is slim, but it's always a good idea to have them just in case. So yeah, quite pleased with that upgrade. So yeah, I think I'm just going to get a coffee on the go now. I always leave the filter attached to the bladder. That's the Sawyer Mini. But in the winter, I'll make sure I leave this inside the tent, because if the filter freezes, it knackers up the filter. So if you're just getting into filtering your own water, or you're new to well camping, just bear that in mind. Don't let your filter freeze up. So don't leave it outside in the vestibule, because it will freeze up. So there's 2 different sizes of this Sea to Summit. They've got the X Cup, which is this one, and the X Mug. The X Mug's bigger, the X Cup's smaller. I usually bring the bigger one, but I couldn't remember if I packed it or not, so I just chucked this one in the bag when I was in the van. Turns out I have got the bigger one, but I thought with only been able to get a litre of water, just to make sure I've got enough, I'll just use the small one. I can always use the bigger one in the morning when I know I've got enough water, and whatever's left in there can go towards my food a bit later on. It's just nice to have something warm in your hands, just warm up. I will be speaking about some plans I've got for some trips this year. But yeah, well, I just want to chill a bit tonight, so I'll chill out for a bit and speak to you guys a little bit later on. Might bring you back when I'm having food and then speak to them. So the time now is 6:10. I'm gonna get the dog his food, sort out getting my food. I'll have a chat with you guys, and then I'll get back and watch some more SES Rogue Heroes, and I think I'll probably get an early night. Yeah, I'm just knackered this week. I've been doing I've upped my running, I've upped the elevation, so I've done 40 odd miles, 8,000 feet of elevation this week. So, and that was with a 13-mile run on a local hill with 3,000 feet. So yeah, I'm just a bit tired. So yeah, let's get fed and speak to you guys after. Boy, gooseful. Gooseful. Boy. Go on then. So on the menu then, just gone back to this, just add water sort of noodles. Can't remember what they are. So I did these when I planned that Stones camp, which didn't happen. So I think like Thai inspired noodles. I put 2 lots in there, so I've doubled up on that. And then I've got some beef jerky. If I want to put some more protein in it, or I'll have them afterwards when I'm watching some movies. Oh dear. I've also got 2 hobgoblin sessions, but to be fair, it's just cold, and last thing you want is a cold drink. So whether I have them, I don't know. I might have one. Can always take it back down with me and have it another time. Just God, it's cold, you know. I might just have I've got a cup of soup as well, so I could just have one of them if need be. What I'll do is I'll put them in my sleeping bag. That makes sure it stands up, just so it stays warm while it's doing its job. And yeah, do you know what? I'll have one. After a tough week, you know, it's good just to relax a bit, innit? Cheers. Okay, so yeah, I'll eat my food and I'll speak to you guys after I've eaten. Well, the rain stopped. Can't hear it on the tent. Just poked with my head out, and yeah, it's just pitch black. Yeah, that food was nice. So yeah, people with speakers on mountains when I'm out for walks. What's that all about? Now, some of you may say, "Oh, stop being moody, whatever," but I just don't get it. You know, they could be playing my sort of music, and I don't think it's right. People come to the mountains for that peace, and music on mountains isn't that. There was three different groups I had walking up Penny-Fan. Not Penny-Fan, Penner-Fan. With bloody speakers blasting music, and it's just like, turn it off. Leave a comment in the comments and give me your thoughts. Let me know if it's just me being a miserable twat, or whether I've got a point. I could hear just before I turned the camera on. It sounded like I could hear some music again. So whether there's other people walking up or walking down, whatever, sounds like they've got some music going. It's not for me. I'm quite a bit off the path, so it's not loud. It's just like a slight distant sort of music. But yeah, I don't get it. Really do not get it. Yeah, got a few adventures lined up so far for the summer, or late spring, summer, when it gets a bit warmer. Fast packing the Bob Graham round over 3 days, and I'll be hitting the lakes quite a lot. Hopefully, I need to spend as much time there as possible. I know I've gone on about it quite a lot about doing my Bob Graham, but I need to learn the routes and learn running on the mountains. So be hitting that quite a lot. So expect lakes quite a lot on the channel. Snowdonia as well. I need to spend more time there. I've got an ultra in June, which is in Wales, so I need to learn the Rhinogs, and it goes over Cardiff Idris as well. So I'll be doing some wild camps over on the Rhinogs for that one. That's in June, and then September is my Bob Graham. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. For those trips, I may keep the inner at home and just take the outer, but we'll see how it goes, because it is nice to have the inner just to keep yourself off the wet floor if it does rain, because even in the summer it might be warm, but doesn't mean it will not rain, will it? So it is just nice just to chill and do absolutely nothing. So my watch is saying that my body battery is at 27%. So it's saying I need to rest up. So yeah, I was looking forward to meeting up with Paul, Simon and Mark, but unfortunately the weather had different plans and they decided against it. But we'll be definitely arranging another camp, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. again, this year I'm going for one camp in each calendar month. Obviously, I didn't manage to do that last year because of my back. So I'm going again this year, and next month I'm looking at going up to the lakes. I'm not sure where yet, but I want to try and do something on the Central Fells. So I might base myself somewhere around Seafreight, but we'll see. Decide a bit near the time and finalise exactly where I'm going. So yeah, I think for now, because I'm just tired, I'm just gonna have an hour or two watching some more SES Rogue Heroes, and then I'll get some sleep. So yeah, I will catch up with you guys in the morning. Good morning. That was a terrible sleep. So my watch is saying that I had just over 7 hours sleep. So in terms of how long I slept for, it weren't too bad. So I went to bed at, well, I fell asleep 8:15, woke up at 3:30, and then the wind sort of picked up a little and just tent was flapping around, so I just couldn't then get back to sleep. So I've just been awake, lying here, trying to get back to sleep, but I think I dozed off at one point for like half hour or so, but yeah. I don't feel too bad, but it just means later on at home I'll be falling asleep on the sofa. So yeah, I think now I will get a coffee. It's been quite a cold night. So warm up and get a coffee. Pad, no coffee. Good boy. Just got the trousers that I walked up in. I put them just at the top of my head here, and I've got a bit of frost on them. They don't feel wet, just got a bit of frost. So I think I'm going to stuff my clothes I'm going to put on in a bit to walk back down in, just at the bottom inside my sleeping bag, just to try and warm them up a bit. Nothing worse than putting on cold clothes. So I'll do that while I'm waiting for the water to boil for coffee. It's that cold, the water's starting to freeze up in the pot already. What a morning. Let's have a walk up here and have a look at what it's like in the direction where the sun will rise. So
So yeah, the wind's picked up a bit from last night. So you can see Corndy and Penfan over there. Well, I'm just going to put you down off my coffee, and I'll show you around once I've had this before it gets cold. The only thing about these cups and mugs is they don't hold the heat, so the drink gets cold quite quick. But yeah, there's quite a few people making their way up to Penfan to watch the sunrise, although it is a bit covered by the cloud, so you're getting some nice colouring in the sky though. So I'll just spin you around and I'll show you the views. There's Corndy and Penfan, and over to Gribbin and Fanabig. Okay, so I'm just going to head back to the tent, start packing up a few bits, get something to eat, just keep warm. That wind's got a bite on it. So last night I did add the extra guys just on this side, just the wind's coming from that direction. So just put an extra guy here, an extra guy on that bit. I do need to just do a bit of research just to see how they should be properly aligned, but I just did a quick one R3 in the morning when it was pitch black. So we've done its job for tonight. Well, it's done its job for last night. Yeah, I'll see how you properly do them. What I'm gonna do is you've got 4 of these little tabs, so you've got one on this side, one along here, and then you've got them on the same size then on the door on the far side. What I'm gonna do, just get some cord, because I can't get a peg in that loop there, so I'll get some cord so I can peg this bit out and have it a bit more tensioned. So that's another little mod I'll do, just to stop this side wall from going in a bit too far. Right then, stuff's all packed, tent's all packed, leave no trace on all that. So now I'm cold, I'm gonna head back down. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I think I'll end the video here before the mass crowds heading up to Penfan. It was a cold one last night, but one that I enjoyed, especially when you wake up and the clouds all lifted. So yeah, I'll see you on the next adventure next month. Hopefully somewhere up in the lakes. So if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, comment, and if you haven't already, then drop us a sub. It's much appreciated, and you'll see more of the great outdoors across the UK. So until the next one, stay safe, and I'll leave you with this.